Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay. In today's video, I'm going to talk all about planner migration. So I'm about to start a new planner pretty soon, and I want to talk about what worked really well in the past two planners, how I'm planning on setting up the new planner, kind of go through that whole thought process with you, and I guess kind of catch you guys up. It's been a while since I've filmed. I've missed it so much. I was sick for a long time, and also had a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life and professional life, but I am back and I am really happy to be here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you are into planner content, be sure to click like and subscribe. I'd love to have you back here again, and let's just hop into it. Okay, so right off the bat, if you're, I have eraser shavings on my table. Sorry. Okay, right off the bat, if you've been around here for a little while, this is probably really familiar to you. This is my B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink, and it's the part 1. So it only runs from January to the end of June. And then this is my Hobonichi weeks for the year. So these two were what I kind of started off the year with. Eventually, this one got left behind, and I just started using this one completely functionally. And then I did a whole video on how I was really wanting an A5 planner. I was considering buying a cousin. I was considering buying a common planner that was A5 that started in January. And I talked myself out of it. I didn't want to have a bunch of wasted pages because at the time we were a couple months into the year. And if I was to buy a new planner, I'd have essentially January and February empty. And I didn't want to back plan. There were a whole host of reasons for why buying an A5 planner at the time didn't make sense, and I just made do without it, and I was continuing to use what I had, and I enjoyed using what I have. But Sterling Ink then, sneaky, they released a academic A5 planner. So this runs from July of 2024 to June of 2025. And oh my God, does that not sound so good? So typically planner season, like at the end of December and when you start a new planner in January, can be kind of a stressful time for me. Not only is it just a stressful time in life because you've got the holidays, you tend to be like wrapping up a bunch of stuff at work. It's just, it can be a stressful time for a lot of people. You're also setting up a planner if you're a planner person. The idea of just skipping that sounds lovely. So I actually was very intrigued by the academic start. And then also it's the A5, which I've been kind of teetering on this entire year about the concept of buying and using an A5 planner. So it just kind of worked out. And then also the B6 that I'm currently in only runs from January to June. So I didn't feel like I would be wasting. That is so obnoxious. The B6 planner that I'm currently in right now only runs from January to June, so it didn't feel like I'd be wasting something. So I went ahead and I bought it. I bit the bullet. Today it is currently, what is the date? June 16th. So this new planner is going to start in like just over 2 weeks, and this one's going to end in just over 2 weeks. I've already kind of started migrating because recently I haven't been using my planner all that much. I've just been super busy and it's just kind of fallen to the wayside, and that's not what I want. I want to be using my planner quite a bit more than I currently am. So I'm kind of just like teetering right now, and then planning to do full steam ahead in the A5 for the rest of the year and next year. So yeah, that's where I'm currently at. I'm sitting down now because I want to think about how I want to set this new one up. The things that I want to include, the things that I think are going to be useful. I'm going to flip through kind of my planners from earlier this year and pick and choose what I want to carry with me and bring into the new planner. And we're going to write down all the things on sticky notes and put them on the pages that I'm planning on setting those things up on, so that I can get an idea of how many pages I'm going to be using, how many pages I have to set up, and just kind of get a lay of the land of how I plan on laying out the planner, if that makes sense. So first things first, is this not so pretty? I went ahead and I decorated the front of it. I mainly used, actually all of these stickers were on my B6 cover. Just they were obviously a lot tighter, but I think that this is so cute. I probably will change it up a little bit because I've been looking at these stickers for a while now. But these are some of my favorite stickers. Okay, let's start. I am mainly going to be looking at my B6 in terms of things I want to bring forward, and most sporadically bring in the weeks, but the layouts of these two planners are the exact same. The only thing that's different is the size. Because I didn't start the year in this planner and I just kind of slowly moved into it, there are like some bigger goal trackers and stuff like that that aren't in here that I initially set up in the weeks, and I've just been kind of toggling between the two. So I do want to sit down and make sure that everything that I want in a planner is going to be captured in this planner, and I can just use this planner going forward. So first things first, this spread, I wasn't using it for anything in the B6 planner, but in this planner, this is so nice, this like full year spread. In this planner, I think I'm going to use it to track not only my paydays at work, but also my cycle. Odd mix of things to track. I get it, but I think it's just going to make sense logistically to just have those two little bit more niche things that I don't need to actually put on a monthly calendar. Just have them here. This is where they'll live. So let's see. I'm going to do, I don't like this pen. Sorry. We're going to start again. Okay, so I'm going to do paydays and cycle tracking in here. And then we've got this beautiful empty page, which I haven't used for anything in this planner either. I think what I want to do is a mood board / vision board. I have not done that ever really. And I think that that would be a cool thing to do to kind of focus my goals and just have like this piece of art essentially that represents all the things that I want to focus on. So I think I'm going to do a mood board. / vision board. And then on this side of the page, I'm going to have a goal list. I have a goal list for the year in my Hobonichi weeks, and I really like it. It's a beautiful spread. I like seeing all of the goals laid out all together. And I am missing that. I didn't do it in my B6, and I've just been missing that actually a lot. So I think it's going to make sense for me to have the mood board / vision board, which is going to have images depicting all the things I want to work on, and then write out the actual specific goals that I want to achieve. I just think it's going to work really well together. So, and then I'll do a goal list. And that'll be the plan for this spread. Okay, this spread is a goal breakdown spread, and I'm not going to show mine in my B6, but I use this spread. I really, really liked this method of breaking down goals. I'm absolutely going to use it again. I'm not going to put a sticky note though, because that is like the intended use of the page. I'm going to use it exactly how Catherine, the owner of Sterling Ink, designed for it to be used. It's been my most effective way of goal planning actually, so I really like the Sterling Ink method, I guess you could call it. It works really well for me. Okay, and then we've got these spreads. These spreads are so nice. I really, really like these spreads. It's essentially an area split that splits the year into quarters. So this is Q3. It gives you a spot to write down priorities, and then you get a box for the 3 months in the quarter. You can do whatever you want in these boxes. Historically, what I've done is, I can actually show you, I guess. So I would put down individual goals that are related to my broader goals for the year. So like breaking up my goals so that by the end of the year, I've achieved the year-long goals, if that makes sense. And then I tried to use this area for tracking for a little while. It didn't last. I was doing mood tracking. That is a waste of my time. No, it's not for me. I get no benefit from it personally, and it actually stresses me out trying to like encapsulate an entire day into one emotion. No, thank you. So, I mean, like, I only did it for 7 days in January and I never touched it again. So it's not for me. Anyway, I am going to continue to do the priorities. So the goals I have for the specific quarter and then breaking down the monthly goals. I'm also going to use this as like my habit tracker. So there are a couple things that generally I have been tracking throughout the year. I haven't been tracking them every day, but I have been generally keeping up with notating what I'm doing, this certain collection of things. So I'm going to make these trackers track them. In my Hobonichi weeks, I had a monthly tracker as well, and it was working really well for me. So I think migrating it over into here is going to actually work really well. So I'm not going to write anything over here because I'm going to use the page as it's intended. Over here, though, I am going to do so I'm going to write my habit tracker, my weight tracker, and that's all going to go in here. And then these boxes down here, I'm just going to write the books that I read. I also have, like, what's it called? What is that app? A GoodNote? Goodnotes? Goodreads. I have a Goodreads. And I do track what I'm reading digitally, but there is something very satisfying about writing down the books that you complete. It gives me the same feeling that like checking off a to-do list gives me. I write them down. I actually really enjoy it, and I will continue to do that. And I think that area is a nice little area to do it. And then I'll have my tracker and the books I read, and it'll all just be together, and I'll have the whole quarter to look back on. I really like the concept of these like spreads that break down the year into smaller chunks. Love it. Okay, and then that takes us to the monthlies. Monthlies gonna be a basic monthly spread. I don't really plan on doing anything out of the ordinary with this. When I first started using this planner, as I said, I was kind of off and on with it. So I initially was using it as a reading tracker, but then once I started using it more functionally, I started using it actually to write down events and holidays and stuff like that. And that's how I'm planning on doing it in this book. So it's just going to be like an average monthly spread. I don't know if I'm going to use this sidebar to document something for now. I don't have any ideas, but I could see it being a space that could be functional. This area down here, I'll probably just use decoratively. But it's just going to be like your classic monthly spreads that has dates, holidays, events, stuff like that. More higher level stuff, birthdays, and things of that sort. So that's the plan. For the weekly spreads, I'm actually pretty excited about this. So the B6, specifically the weeklies, is where I felt like sometimes I needed more space. I didn't have enough space to do everything that I wanted to do in the weeklies all of the time. So here's a look at a random weekly spread that I have. As you can see, like some days I had an excess of space, but other days, like I am really just trying to put everything in there and I don't have enough space. And I like decorating, so I didn't want to like fully give up decorating. So it really felt like I was just running out of room. What I do like about the A5 version of this planner is that you see this times here. So this runs from 6 to 12 a.m. This also runs from 6 to 12 a.m., but because the book is bigger, you get this chunk down here that is just blank. And I think that that's going to work perfectly for my meal tracking. It's been something that I've been enjoying doing, and it's been helpful for me to be reflective on the foods that I'm eating. I've just found it to be a good practice and a sustainable one at that. So if I was to take out the food tracking, the B6 would be totally enough space. But because it is something that I know I want to continue to do, and I know that like benefits me, I was like, I need more space. So I think what's going to happen is, here's my little column. Down here is going to be food. This area up here is going to be my work assignment. And then either this is going to be used exactly how these spreads are, or I'm going to split this in half again and maybe have a to-do area, like just for me to be able to write a to-do list, and then more of like a decorative memory area down here. That I'm not fully sure on yet, so I'm not going to get more specific, but I do think it's just going to be a basic kind of weekly spread that I'm used to. I'm just going to have a little bit more room to have a little bit more fun, whether that be via decoration or actually able to add more things in. And then on the sidebar, I'm just going to have a this week and a next week section. And that's it. Because I did find that like some weeks I was also running out of space in my sidebar to write down everything that I needed to do. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more room and space to do that. It felt like I really had to pick priority items to put in here because I couldn't put it all some weeks. So I just think having more space is just going to give me a little bit more peace of mind. So I'm really excited about it. If you can't tell. My tabs here, I put in the other day. Oh, I can't. Are they Mindwave? I believe they're from Mindwave. I'm pretty sure. I picked them up at Paper Plus Cloth, which is a local Toronto stationery store, and I love them. I've used them on my Hobonichi Weeks in previous years. I put them on my Hobonichi Weeks for the current year. Actually, these are just the numbered versions instead of the ones that spell out the entire month. I love them. They're so good. If you can find them, definitely try them. Okay, that brings us to the back pages. So you get 300, you get enough for a year, for like the whole year. So you technically get 369 back pages. My back pages in my B6 have been such an odd collection of things. It's been full-on journaling. It's been daily to-do lists. It's been memories. It's been ephemera. It's been just such, like, truly just a dump of my brain, and I have been loving it. The freedom to just write whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want in the back pages of this book has been so nice. I haven't been worrying about carrying around an extra journal. I haven't been worried really wholeheartedly about how it looks, to be honest. I've left blank pages in the middle. It's just been an interesting experience, but then sometimes I sit down and I make like a more nice, pretty spread and I play with stickers, and then other times it's just, I just need to put stuff on paper, and I've been really enjoying the fact that I've just given myself the freedom to do anything and everything in one book, and I can't wait for that to translate over into this one as well. So that is the plan, anything and everything, but there are a couple of things that I want to put in the front pages, and a couple of spreads that I think I'm going to refer to throughout the entire year that are going to be helpful. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to have an index. I have never really been an index girly, but this year I'm going to try, because of the fact that I've been putting whatever I want on my planner pages and there hasn't been a whole lot of like organization. I might actually want to index a couple of things. Like if I'm specifically talking about a concept or an idea and it's just like lost in amongst a sea of daily pages, I might want to be like, okay, well on page 23 I talked about that, just for going forward in case I need to look back on it. I might find it helpful. Who knows? This spread might be empty at the end of June 2025. We'll have to see. I'm going to leave it there though. Over here, I'm going to have a swatch page. I have a swatch page currently in my B6 and I refer to it all the time. It's actually the first time that I've really like utilized my swatch page, so much so that I put a tab on it. Like I flip to this thing all of the time. And I'm excited to set up another one. Okay, on the next page, I'm going to have my Project Pan and No Buy stuff here. So I've been doing a Project Pan this year, which I'm just focusing on utilizing a number of products, either to the point where I hit pan. If you're talking about like a cosmetic product, for example, let me show you just in case you don't consume a lot of cosmetic related makeup. But for example, this bronzer, I've hit pan on it because you can see the pan at the bottom. That's what that would be called. So there's a number of products that I want to hit pan on or completely finish this year, just because I do have a larger makeup collection and makeup expires. It's just a way for me to focus and be like, okay, I really love this item. I really want to use it a little bit more because I know that it may expire next year. So it's just been a way for me to just kind of focus my usage habits in a way that is actually allowing me to use up some of my makeup, and it's been feeling really nice to just be using things up instead of tossing things away because they've expired on me. So I'm going to have my project pan information on this side, and that's essentially just like a running list of things I want to pan or things I'm actively working on panning, and it's a mix of a tracker and a list. On this side, I'm going to put my low spend / no spend. So along the same lines of I have a lot of cosmetics and makeup, I want to be more considerate about the amount that I'm spending because I don't need anything. So if I'm spending in those categories, it is truly just for fun, and I need to rein in the amount of money I spend for fun. Because then when you buy so much, it's fun when you buy it. It's fun when you use it for the first, second, and third time. But then at some point you're like, holy shit, I have a lot of blush. So I'm trying to be more considerate and thoughtful about those purchases. So I'm giving myself a budget for the entire year and tracking diligently the amount that's being deducted from that budget as I make purchases. And once that budget is gone, that is it. So it's requiring me to be a lot more thoughtful about the items that I am choosing to buy and bring home. It's not just like, oh, I see that, that's really pretty, I'm going to go buy that. It's more so, I see that, that's really pretty. Do I really want to spend a chunk of this money that I have that's supposed to get me through the whole year? And it just makes me stop and think a little bit more. And it's resulted in better shopping habits, honestly. So this page is where I'm going to be tracking that. Okay, on the next page, I want to have, you know what, hold on. Swatch page, project pan, no / low spend. This is going to be, I think, wish list. I really like having a wish list, a spot where I can just, if something pops in my head and I feel like I need it, I feel like I want it, put it on a wish list and then come back and look at it a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, and you may discover you don't actually even want that thing anymore, or you may discover that you actually do want that thing and maybe you think about fitting it into the budget. So I found that actually having like a traditional handwritten wish list has been helpful again in my shopping habits. Okay, I think the wish list will just continue. I think I'll split this page in half, and this will be just like my little section where I figure out Christmas shopping. I think that will work. I don't think I need a full page. I have a really small family, so I don't think I'll need a full page for that. And again, when it comes to like a wish list, I want to use it to its full potential. I don't want to be constrained. I want to just give myself the room to write anything and everything down that pops into my head. Instead of being like, oh, I only have this small amount of space, so if I'm putting on the wish list, I must have to really, really want it. That's not how I want it to go, so I'm going to give myself the space. And I may split this page in half because I don't know if I need a full column across to write down a wish list item. So I think that's what I'm going to do with these pages. Over on the next spread, I know that I need to have a place to put down content stuff. I don't do a whole lot of content tracking, to be honest, but I always like just having a spot in my planner that I can dump ideas, dump timelines. Like sometimes if I'm working with a company or a brand and I'm doing a sponsorship, or they're sending me product, I like to note it. Like I just like to have a spot in my planner that I can just put all the information regarding content. So I think that'll just be these two spreads. I don't know what the layout's going to look like. That's something that I've actually like never fully mastered, is how and what my content spread should look like. I kind of try something new every single time I do it, and nothing's ever really stuck. I know that I need a content spread, but I think I need to do some research on the specifics in layout of it. So we'll see, but this will be the spot for it. And then here I'm going to have a spot for law school information / LSAT information. Again, similar to the content stuff, I just know that this is something that I'm working on and working towards, and I'm going to want to have a space to just dump ideas related to it. Again, I don't know exactly what that spread is going to look like. I do know that I'm going to want a spot to put information down. So I'm going to give myself that at the front of the note section, as opposed to just having it buried somewhere else. Of course, if I use this whole spread though and need more space, I'll just start a new page, and hopefully that's where the index is going to come in handy. But yeah, I think that is it. I think that's what I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to work on like setting this up a little bit more, but that is my plan so far. And that's kind of how I start the beginning process of setting up a new planner, is I sit down with my previous planners and think about what worked, what didn't work, what I want to bring forward. And then I get a pack of sticky notes and I think about, okay, these are the things I want to bring forward. Where are they going to go and how are they going to look? And all of that gets done before I actually ever write anything on any of the pages. So yeah, this will be my little project for the next couple of weeks. And hopefully I will check back in with you guys when it is actually set up. Maybe after a week or two of me using it, so that not only is it set up, but you're going to see how I'm actually using it. So yeah, if that video is of any interest to you, I hope that you click subscribe. I'd love to see you back again. Thank you guys for hanging out with me so much today. I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.